Okay, you guys, I'm going to teach you some things. We just wrapped up our Asian session, and we won our gold trade. We won two trades on 6N, which is the New Zealand dollar, and we had one break even on YM. But every other ones that we called out, I just told them I'm tired. We not, once you win enough trades, you don't want to keep hanging around the bar. That's how people get drunk. You go to a bar and some people go in, they have a little, a little enjoyment, little nip nip to enjoy themselves, and you got other people who hang at the bar far too long, and those are the ones who they got to get drug out the bar because why? You hung around there too long, and now you got drunk. Okay, so we learning to just get in, get a little nip nip in these markets, and then call it a day, and then we can just discuss education. Every trade we called tonight was good. Watch this. I need to teach you guys this. Watch this. So I told them about 6B, and you can see that 6B, and it took forever, but look, 6B is good. I told them, and this is happening as we speak, as we speak, as we speak. Oh, I sound like one of them people in them what they be doing I can't think of it. Where they be in out there. Oh my God, it's blanking. What they with the picket signs. What do you call that? Somebody type it in the comments. Where they had them picket signs and they marching against. We're fighting against this and we're fighting against that. Y'all know what I mean, right? So anyway, this one as we speak. Okay. The bottom line is, I told him I see this potential. I said I see everything about it. Everything about it's looking cute. I said I ain't touching this. Why? Watch what you need to learn. Before I get to this one is 6N, okay? 6A. I'm going to show you YM. I'm going to show you 6A, and then I'm going to show you 6J. And this is why people come in here. I said, what I'm teaching you guys, it cost me thousands of dollars to learn, okay? So a lot of people try to get an indicator, a breakout indicator, and then it breaks their pockets because they don't understand what's going on. What are they missing? They are missing understanding fundamentals, because without fundamentals, you're going to get your face slapped in these markets. Let me show you what I mean. All right, so 6C, I told them ahead of time, I said, that one's going to go up and look at there, okay? And I even told them, I said, here's the level it's going to have to break through. And I said, if it breaks through there, and what do you see happening, okay? 6N, we won twice on this one. We had two targets, and both of them won. But you can see I marked it up, and I told them this the bird's beak, okay? The bird's beak right here, okay? I marked it up. Flag patterns, whatever you want to call it, but I call it a bird's beak. So I marked up the bird's beak way back here, and I said, hey, when this thing comes in this little channel, it has two choices to make. It's either going to break down or it's going to break up. And I said, as soon as you draw this bird beak, I said, look for this, and let me move this out the way so you guys can see this. Okay, I'm going to move the cloud out the way for a little bit, and y'all need to see this. This is just education. So you see this little bird beak right here, and I'm going to change the color, and let's make it powder blue. And let's make it thicker, and y'all can see this, okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one, make this one powder blue, and thicken that thing up. All right, so you see the bird beak, see how a price action comes in, and it creates a support, but then it's angling down, okay? And I know they call them flag patterns, they call them all these little whatever they want to call it. Me, I keep it 100 simple for me, a bird's beak. So you got this little bird's beak, and I said, when it come in here, it's going to have to go one direction or another, okay? And right here, as you can see, I said, once you get the candle that closes one side or the other, then you know where it's going. So we had our candle close right here, just one little candle. You see it close right above, and therefore, boom, we were in that thing. And here at this yellow line was the first TP from the Sydney session. And as you can see, it hit it. Not once, but twice. But I told them, I said, they think since it's already broken, I said, looking at it from a long-term perspective, this thing has potential to go not only to that one, but also further up. And look what happened. It did. Okay? Y'all with me so far? Are you with me so far? Because I got to show you this. The next trade we had our eye on, watch this, was YM. Okay? YM. And I'm still holding this one because I told them, hey, I'm playing with this one to see if it goes all the way down to touch and retest this level. You see I'm only down $5 in drawdown. No big deal. But here's what I told them. I said at first this thing broke it had potential to go to the upside, but I said, no. I said, why? Because here's the problem. This one didn't have a directional bias. And I'm going to move this line right here. Wait, let me show you the bird's beak. Okay. And you can see that right here. And here's the yellow line. So you see it's creating that little same thing, bird's beak. Okay. And I said it can walk its way all the way down and potentially retest this level. And if it does, and then comes down here, it will have to make a decision. Do you want to break further to the downside, or are you going to break back up to the upside? Okay. But in the meantime, I said right now, I said at first we were in the trade, and then I said, no, let's just go ahead and close this thing out. Okay. And I'm going to show you what I mean, which I'm going to still close this trade out after I'm done with this for you guys, because it's undecided. It's not sure. But watch this. Watch this right here. Okay. And let me draw this line here, and y'all will see it. Okay. And let me move this indicator out of the way. Actually, let me do this. Let me hide it. All right. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. So what do you see right here, guys? On this trade right here, you see that it was stuck with no directional bias. No directional bias. And when you have no directional bias, when in doubt, and look at this. I'm going to show you guys because this is one of my rules in the class right here. NTD means a non-tradable day. If there's no trade, don't take one. But right here, write this down in your notes. When in doubt, stay out. When in doubt, stay out. So I said, no, right here, it doesn't really have a directional bias. So guys, let's just go ahead. At first it did. And then it started going in this little tunnel. I said, no, if it's going to stay in this tunnel, we're just going to go ahead and get up out the trade because you don't know what's doing. I call this the vortex. It's going sideways. It just doesn't have any directional bias. However, these did. Watch this. And look at that thing. Hit, take profit. Just like I said it was going to do. I said, look at this, guys. I said, look at the angle on this one. This one is angling upwards. So we know, even though it's stalling and taking this sweet time, we know where this one's going to go. But this one, it was just sitting sideways. So you don't know where it's going. Okay. And when you're in doubt, just simply stay out. Simply stay out. Don't know where it's going. You don't know. Leave it alone. The next one, this one, and look as we speak. As we speak. I literally showed you guys. I told them, I said, I don't care what kind of setup I see. I'm not touching it because I said they have news coming out in 15 minutes. And as I'm recording this, their numbers literally just came out. And as you can see, this is what I was trying to tell them. I said, I see so many people just trying to snatch up a breakout indicator, and look, y'all seeing this right in front of your eyes. Literally. Look at that. Look at that. In front of your eyes. I say, yeah, they hop in these little breakouts. Oh, just going to do a breakout, and they broke your pockets. Why? Because you're not being taught everything you need to know about trading. It ain't just about a breakout here or a breakout there. And you look at this, you're going to get your butt toe up. And this is, let me switch to regular candles. Who was right? See, you hopped in here, but nobody told you check for news. And look what happened. Everybody who did this one on their own, look at this, right in front of your face. What? Right in front of your face. I'm going to say it again. Right in front of you. I can't even make this up. This is literally happening right as I'm recording this. Because when you understand more than just candlesticks and indicators, and you're understanding market behavior and market structure and what news is going to impact, look at this thing. Oh my God, as we speak, Jesus. Literally as we speak. So therefore, what happened to all them people who bought the breakout right here and bought the breakout right there? Now they're crying. They got broke. Why? Because they weren't being taught about what does these news events actually mean. Trying to help people. I'm trying to help you. So now do you understand why we chose the ones we did and why we chose the ones we didn't take? Do you understand that? Okay. I'll stop there. I know this video went longer because I got a lot more to teach, but I ain't going to hold y'all up. I'm already 9 minutes on this thing here. But look at that. Everybody who heard me tonight, who was in my group, I told them we are not, I don't care what setup we see, we're not taking it. And look what happened. Thank God we didn't. Futrix.com, Futtrix.com if you want to be trading in our futures market. And by the way, tomorrow I will be teaching the Wednesday class, the New York session, and we also have the Asian session. So if you want to be a part of that, go to Futrix.com. If you want to be copying on our trades, which I'm sure you've seen all the posts that I did today of all the winning trades that we took, me and my team. So if you want to be a part of that, then go to superezcopycat.com. All right. I'm so glad this happened right in front of y'all. It's no better thing than seeing things happen literally in front of your eyes, because I can't make this up. It literally is happening as we speak, as I'm recording this. Look at that candle. You see it's still moving. I was right. I told them we ain't touching it. We ain't touching it. Why? Because we know better than to just take trades based off of, oh, well, see this pattern, see that pattern. No, we know how to check for additional things. And I'll leave you guys with this. I asked my students tonight, I said, if I was talking to banks and institutions, they would ask me for a refund for their money and keep me off their stage talking about what I'm teaching you here. I said, do you know why? And they said, well, because of this. And I said, no. They said, well, because, patience. I said, no. Ain't none of that got nothing to do with this. They said, well, I don't know. I said, you know why? I said, if I'm talking to banking institutions about checking for news and economic data and all these different things before you take a trade, I said, they will kick me off the stage and ask for a refund. Why? Because professional traders and banks and institutions, this is second nature to them. And they'll be pissed off that I'm coming on stage and they paying me $25,000 to stand on stage to tell them something that they know is second nature to them. They always know what to check for. The Fidelities, the BlackRocks, and all these others who's handling millions and billions of dollars of 401k and IRA money in the markets, they always do this. This is why they have insider trading. Why? What they're doing? They check for news in advance so they'll know where the market's going. They do their homework before they ever look for a chart pattern. They do their homework before they ever look for indicators. They know what to look for in the general market first that can impact the trade long before they actually look for a trade setup. I said, only in the retail space, nobody is talking about this. In fact, let me show you one more thing since we're here. This was another trade. And I taught my students tonight. I said, you know what? I told them, I said, watch this. I'm going to put that cloud back on. The big, beautiful cloud. Give me just 2 more minutes. You here to learn. You ain't paying for nothing. You're just here to learn anyway. I said, Here is another setup, and I'm going to put it back on the Hakanashi candles because it smooths things out. I said, here's another situation right here. Everything, and I was telling them, when it's below the cloud and the 55 moving average, it goes down. When it's above the 55 and the blah, blah, blah. Okay. However, I said right here, this is another thing that retail traders don't get. Well, hey, I followed that and I still lost a trade. I said, guys, you're sitting in here. We can see with one candle, already know exactly what happened. I said, one candle tells me all I need to know without me even knowing all the details. What happened? This one candle tells me that the directional pattern was broken. Why? Because there was a news event that came out, family. And this is why this candle has such big wicks on both sides. Some news event came out and it changed the directory or the direction of the trend temporarily. So it came down, boom, 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 boom. And I told them on this one, I said, since it was just nothing more than the news event that's pushing this thing backwards, I don't trust this trade to take it for a break to the downside. I said, for you guys, and you can see where I marked it, I said, for you guys who want to jump in it, if you want to do it, you can. I said, I ain't taking this trade because I said, no, if it's just news pushing it, that means it may pull back, but then it'll probably go right back up. And you see we're doing what? Coming right on back up in that box. And I said, if it has the power to push, then I said, I'll mark it up for y'all. And I said, here's the support level, but I'm staying out that trade. Was I again correct? Absolutely. Look at how those who have the, I'm going to take the breakout trade of the orb strategy. I'm going to need nobody. I'm going to do it on my own. Okay, and look what happened to you. You got broke out and then book. Took your money right back. So all the trades that I called for winners won. All the trades that I said was going to go and you not stay away. Look what happened. Every single one of them. And this one is just a play trade because I told, and look at that. Look, oh my God, I can't make this up. Look at this. And I told him, I said, man, this ain't nothing but pennies on this account, but I'm just teaching you guys. I said, if it was going to break, it's going to break to the downside. And what do you see right here? It's falling into profit. And I'm going to close this out because guess what? It was just a play trade. But here I go again. How do I know? because you spend time with these markets and you understand what to look for. You understand what to look for. I'm going to say it again. You understand what to look for. It's not just about whether a candle goes this way outside the box or that. You have to know really all the story, and then you go to the market. And look at there, another trade right in front of you. I didn't mean for this video to be this long, but hopefully it educated you. If my videos are helping you in any way, shape, or form, I don't care whether you join us, don't join us, do you whatever you feel like doing. That's fine. If you do join the family, I'll be more than happy to coach you. We have our team to help you, but if not, that's cool. But if you feel that I'm helping you learn anything, do me a favor. Just hit the comment button and leave a comment. And you can subscribe so that when I'm putting out more videos, you guys will have those videos. But look at how literally in front of you while I'm recording. The market is live, and I'm literally look at this. Look at this. Everything I just told you guys. And look at where it's heading to. Exactly where I'm putting this line. Look at where the market is heading. Right in front of you. Okay. See you in the next one, or I'll see you in our group.